Recording live from some deserted island. It's the Dragon Ball Z podcast with your hosts, Devin and Drew.
It's the Dragon Ball Z podcast, back again. No corrections for today. For me, anyway.
Yep, nothing for me either.
Well, then shall we?
Yep, let's get on with this. Another filler episode.
God damn this episode. Dragon Ball Z, episode 15. Originally aired on August 9th, 1989 in Japan, and on September 14th, 1998 in the US. So there was apparently a 2-year gap between this episode and the last one.
That's interesting.
I don't know what the hell happened there, but okay.
Somebody got lost on Snake Way.
That's funny. Somebody didn't make it down Snake Way. The show begins with Gohan in a cave next to a campfire doing math because
that's what normal little boys do.
It looks like fucking algebra too. Not that I would know. I would suck at math. I just assume it is because it had letters and shit in it.
Yeah, good assumption.
Gohan is daydreaming about his parents. Chi-Chi says that Gohan is going to be a great scholar one day, and Goku calls him a chip off the old block. Not sure Goku knows what that means.
No, he's heard someone say it before, though.
Yes. Then we go to the other side of the planet to see Piccolo training. I don't know if they said that in the subs, but in the dubs, they literally say the other side of the planet.
Yeah, I think that's left out of the subs.
So maybe I was correct in that Piccolo leaves for months at a time, and when he comes back, he has to spend weeks looking for Gohan.
Yeah, I don't know if it's months, but we'll see.
Piccolo was having flashbacks of his fight with Raditz. Everyone keeps having these. I think they got PTSD from that fight.
Yeah, Raditz has that effect on people.
Piccolo then splits into two and begins fighting himself. This is odd.
Yeah, it's like the first time we see Piccolo do something like this since he cloned himself. With the egg.
Did Tien do this? Did Tien do the multi thing where he can...
I think it was something... I think it's different than what Piccolo does.
Oh, it's much different. It's more... He just makes, illusions of himself.
Yeah.
Piccolo creates, a whole nother being.
So I wonder if it's like this... I assume that when Piccolo does this, he, splits his power into...
Yes, he does. This has to be annoying for Kami, since, they share brains and whatnot. Because then he has to deal with, the thought processes of two Piccolos.
Yeah, maybe he's used to it by now.
I'm sure he is.
But I feel like this, he doesn't really do this ever again after this episode, I don't think.
I want to say... I want to say he does it maybe once more.
Maybe, but I feel like this is the Valley Tudo days of Dragon Ball where they're just trying to figure out the best ways to train. And this is one that it's he probably looks back on it towards the end of the series like, man, I was fucking splitting myself in two. What an idiot.
So the two Piccolos fight each other for a while. And meanwhile, back on the other side of the planet, Gohan has created a small raft sled thing. It's like a log with a sail on it.
I have no idea what to call it. A sand boat?
Sure. Where did he learn to do this? One of the 800 books Chi-Chi made him read, I guess.
I guess so.
He rides it down the sand dunes. Looks kind of fun, actually.
Yeah, I'm sure you could see someone doing that on the Red Bull channel.
Back on Snake Way, Goku continues running, saying that the snake lady wasted a lot of his time. No, Goku, you wasted a lot of your own time. Gohan then gets chased by a giant eagle. I wonder if it's the same giant eagle.
I chased him last time.
Yeah, I forget what they're called. It has a name, doesn't it?
I forget that Hindu, that Sanskrit word.
Sumerian people worshipped it or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, if this is the same eagle from a few episodes back, does that mean that he won the kaiju battle?
I guess so, yeah. Dinosaur lost.
Cool.
Who would have thought?
Eagle trained Sambo. That's why.
Yep.
Gohan manages to steer clear of the eagle who was trying to grab him. Not sure where Gohan got all the speed that he has, or how he keeps his momentum up, because it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of wind, so it doesn't seem possible. So, anime.
Yeah, anime for sure.
Gohan taunts the eagle, but then goes down a hill covered in rocks and plants. I don't know. A bunch of stuff happens, and then he flies off a cliff, and he lands on the saber-toothed tiger. Yes, that saber-toothed tiger.
The same saber-toothed tiger that we keep seeing.
He's the saber-toothed tiger. I kind of think, this kind of makes me think Gohan doesn't really move around all that much. Like, not as much as it makes him seem. I think he kind of stays somewhat in the same general area. Until now, anyway.
Yeah, it's possible. And I also have a theory, too.
About
this tiger.
Go on.
I think maybe that this tiger has just been in his head the whole time.
Oh, snap.
Like, I think his initial encounter with the tiger was real, obviously, because Goku saw it too. But since then, I think it's like a Life of Pi situation. Like, he's just imagining this tiger to, like, keep himself sane. Because he's gone without, like, water for so long.
It's like that whole thing about the Rugrats.
What's this?
How none of it is real, and Angelica, the girl, like, all the other kids are just in her head.
I never heard this theory, but now I gotta go back and watch that show.
Oh, go read it. It's like there's backstory to it and everything. Like the twins, like, were never actually born. They had a miscarriage, so they never knew, like, the sex of the twins, of the baby. That's why there's two of them.
Oh, Jesus Christ. This is a dark, dark rabbit hole, huh?
Oh, yeah, it's really dark. I think Chucky, died at childbirth or something. And
Jesus.
I think Tommy was, like, stillborn or something. Yeah, it's dark, but it's like, yeah, you should read it. It's funny. Not funny, but it's
I don't know what that has to do with this, but
I don't know, because
I think the tiger's just in his head just to keep himself sane.
Yeah.
And it would definitely, because it's, like, really hard to explain, because soon we find out this is an island he's landing on.
Yes,
and
that's what,
how the fuck did the tiger get there?
That's what I get into next. Gohan is on an island now, or I wanted to say, because while I was watching it, I wrote, or maybe he just ended up being next to the ocean, because trying to understand anything in this show at this point is just not a good idea.
Yeah.
But we'll get into more of that. Gohan says, I wonder if I can find my house from here. Sure, kid, go for it.
Because, yeah, like, as he said in, like, one of the previous episodes, maybe like 2-3 episodes back, he is currently trying to go back home to see his mother.
Mm-hmm.
And all this wandering around in the desert is just so he might be able to stumble upon his house, I guess.
He definitely doesn't know where he's going.
Yeah. Maybe if I keep walking in one direction, I might find it.
You think he would end up somewhere at least by now. But that's what I said. I don't think he's really going far. I think he's just kind of been staying in one area.
Yeah. But yeah, this whole island throws everything for a loop. Like, what the fuck's going on? How did he get on this island?
Gohan starts running along the beach like he knows where he's going. They do say to follow the water if you're lost. Something like that. Don't listen to me.
Who says this?
I don't know. Survivalist.
Yeah.
What's that guy's name? Wes Stroud.
Wes Stroud.
Bear Grylls. Bear Grylls says it. Follow the water to the nearest hotel.
Yeah.
The tiger is following Gohan too for some reason. This is the same tiger, yes. He catches up to Gohan, who is now sleeping, and he growls at Gohan, and he looks like he's going to attack. He should know who Gohan is by now. No? Maybe he's very forgetful.
Yeah, at this point, I just wrote, like, what the fuck is up with this tiger?
I wrote anime.
He's just acting, like, super weird.
He smells a fish, but Gohan already ate it. So the poor tiger just kind of chews on the bones. Gohan is always abusing this poor tiger. The least he could do is feed him once in a while.
Yep.
We then see Goku asleep on Snake Way, wasting more time. At this rate, Goku will probably end up spending a week with King Kai.
Maybe.
It's a good thing that Goku is a fast learner, though, at least when it comes to fighting.
This is true.
Imagine if they wished him back before he even learned anything. Like he's still trying to catch bubbles and suddenly they wish him back.
That'd be hilarious. I fucking wish that happened.
Gohan is still running along the beach looking for his house. Is his house near the ocean? Is that why he's doing this? Because I thought his house was in the middle of nowhere. I
did too, but this is getting into the next episode, but he eventually does mention that he knows some landmarks that his house is nearby.
Yeah, okay. Back on the other side of the planet, the two Piccolos continue their fight with each other. Looks like a decent fight, actually. They can't seem to hit each other though, but aside from that, it's a exciting sparring session.
Yeah, and Piccolo mentions he's trying to find his own weaknesses. That's why he's doing this.
Mm-hmm. There's a joke in here somewhere too. I couldn't come up with anything. Beating yourself, playing with yourself. I don't know.
Oh yeah, this is total masturbatory fighting technique.
There's something in there. It's now morning, and the tiger wakes up in a panic because Gohan is gone. Is the tiger Gohan's new pet or something? Why is he so obsessed with Gohan?
So it seems like it's Gohan's domesticated this tiger
to
the point where it can't survive on its own.
What do they call it when you start to
Stockholm syndrome?
Stockholm syndrome, yes. Maybe that's what he has.
Yeah.
Because Gohan's, anything nice to him. And he's always following along.
Yeah.
Back at Gohan's house, Ox King has arrived and has brought some porridge for Chi-Chi. You think Ox King's a good cook?
He's probably got some dad recipes that he can do.
He'll give you some pancakes and a haircut.
Some pancakes and a haircut. He'll fire up some burgers and hot dogs on the grill.
He'll cook you a hot dog and wrap it in Wonder Bread.
Yeah.
Cook you some Jiffy Pop on the stove. Chi-Chi rudely tells her father to go away. Poor guy. Gohan and his tiger buddy are still running along the beach, and they end up where they originally started. And this is where, because I wasn't sure at first, but I wrote down, are they on an island? And I wrote, did Gohan try going inland, perhaps? But just as I write this, Gohan starts running inland, and he runs up a big mountain to get a better look of the land.
Yeah. This is where Les Stroud would tell you to go for higher ground.
Yes. He climbs the mountain in a matter of seconds, too. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So, yes, it appears as though Gohan is on an island. Not just any island, but an island that seems to be completely isolated in the water with no other land nearby. So,
yeah.
How did he get here and when? Please explain, because this show is killing me.
So now, all right, so we've come to the conclusion that the tiger's in his head. Either the island is in his head too, or this is like some sort of like lost situation where like the island's a living thing. Maybe he's in purgatory.
It's the Mandela effect.
Yeah, the Mandela effect. Does that apply to this?
I don't know. Maybe in one of those situations he crossed dimensions and now his boot camp takes place on an island.
Yeah, could be alternate timelines.
He sketches out plans to make a raft in the sand. And also, how did the tiger get on the island with him? Because there's no way Gohan was on an island prior to this. He for sure wasn't on an island when he started boot camp. And the tiger...
And it seems like the tiger was on the island before him.
The tiger was there with him when he started his boot camp. And he wasn't on an island during all the other stuff either, like with the dinosaurs. So he just appeared on this island one day. Did Piccolo move him, maybe? But then why would Piccolo also move the tiger?
Yeah, I don't think Piccolo moved him. I think it's just one of those things you got to chalk up to anime, but I think my tiger theory holds up.
I hereby name the tiger Wilson.
Wilson. What's the tiger's name in Life of Pi? Does it have a name? I never even seen the movie.
I don't remember. I want to say it doesn't, but what do I know? Speaking of Piccolo, we see him still training. No longer fighting himself. I take that back. He just fired an energy blast at himself. Well, he didn't. The other he did, not him. Just go along with it.
Yeah.
Gohan pulls a Goku, and he punches a tree to chop it down, and then cuts it in two with his sword. I wish we could see. I want to see Gohan and Trunks have a sword fight.
That would be interesting. Well, yeah, future Trunks.
Yeah, future Trunks. Yeah. Gohan builds a raft with the help of the tiger. The tiger actually helps him. What a nice guy that tiger is.
Speaking of the tiger, I just looked it up. The tiger in Life of Pi's name is Richard Parker. It's a good name for this tiger.
Richard?
Richard. Dick.
That tiger's like, stop screwing around. Screw around too much. Oh, I have written down here. I bet Gohan just sails off and leaves the tiger here on the island. It's a pretty nice raft that Gohan builds, especially for a 4-year-old. Or I guess he's 5 now. He was 4.5 at the start of the show.
He's still 4.
Or
he claims to be 4 when people ask him in the next episode.
Oh. Well. All right then, moving on.
And he gives the tiger a nice empty promise that he'll return.
Yes, he does. Gohan pushes his raft out into the water and jumps the board.
So he like pretty much domesticated this tiger and just abandoned it. So now it's probably just gonna starve to death.
Yeah, and sure enough, he leaves the fucking tiger on the island by himself. He says he'll come back, though, but I don't believe him. Gohan paddles off as the tiger howls in sadness. I say Mr. Tiger needs to get a new friend because Gohan is a dick.
He's a dick. He's lucky he didn't get his tail eaten.
He doesn't deserve that tiger. Gohan begins sailing across the ocean. I don't know how he knows where he's going, but he's going. Also, the water is orange here. Meanwhile...
Maybe just be the sun hitting it, giving it that color.
I guess. I was just pointing it out because the water was orange when Goku was bathing.
Or maybe it's just Tang.
It's blood from hell. Maybe Goku's in hell. And actually...
Yeah, the island was purgatory and he passed over to hell.
Meanwhile, the two Piccolos are fighting again. And suddenly they notice Gohan, so they jump back into each other. Or the one jumps into the other one. They rejoin. You know,
fusion.
Whatever. Fuck it. This does explain, however, sort of, how he keeps track of Gohan, I guess. I mean, it doesn't, because I have no idea what really happened here or what any of this means, but apparently Piccolo put some kind of mental tracking device in Gohan.
Yeah, something like that.
So now Piccolo has to fly all the way to the other side of the Earth to deal with Gohan. And speaking of, Gohan is woken up by a large storm, which breaks his raft. He says he's come too far to go back now, so just in case he's going to eat while he still can. In case what? He drowns? Make sure you're nice and full for when you drown.
Not supposed to eat before you go swimming. But Gohan doesn't know how to swim, so...
Then his raft begins filling with water. Gohan says that maybe this wasn't such a good idea after all. I think this is karma for the way he treats animals.
Yeah.
Piccolo...
Deserved punishment.
Piccolo shows up. That was pretty quick to fly around the whole Earth. Piccolo shows up, noting that he can sense Gohan. So, I guess that kind of explains it.
In the subs, he says, "That dirty brat, where did he go?"
Is that our verses?
Yeah, it could be. I didn't write anything down for verses, so...
He doesn't say anything like that in the dub. He just, he says, in his head, that he can sense him. He's like, where is he?
Actually, no, I got something better for subs versus dubs, so I'll leave that one out.
But how does he sense him from the other side of the planet like that?
I think Piccolo's sensing powers are more heightened than everybody else's. I think he's more sensitive to power levels.
I think Piccolo works with Bulma at the NSA and he put a chip in him.
Maybe. But yeah, I think he can actually... Not only can he sense power levels better than everybody else, but I think he's better at distinguishing power levels, putting a face to the power. At least he seems to show that throughout the series.
Perhaps. I guess. Maybe it has something to do with his connection to Kami and how Kami can, see everything that's going on the Earth.
Yeah, maybe. That definitely would explain it.
Gohan's raft breaks apart as he hangs on for dear life. And there are also tornadoes too, because why not?
Yep.
And then the narrator comes in to send us off, and that's that.
And hold on, before we get to that.
Yeah, what was your first?
Also, I just wanted to bring up that the tornado. I feel like Piccolo's always around whenever there's some sort of environmental craziness going on. Whether it's the planet's blowing up or
earthquakes, tornadoes,
the perfect storm, whatever. Piccolo's always there in the heat of it, just for that dramatic effect.
He probably caused it.
Probably.
They
But
should.
anyways,
They should make a
no, what
mod
were you
for
gonna say?
They should make a mod for like SimCity, where instead of like tornadoes and shit, just Piccolo comes through.
Yeah. Oh man, that'd be catastrophic.
What was you said you had a versus?
Oh yeah, so for the subs, the dubs doesn't say anything. I don't think the narrator just gives like your standard tune in next time or whatever. And the subs, the narrator says 8 months remain until the Saiyans arrive, which would mean that only 4 months have passed.
Oh, really?
Yes. So that would mean that just puts a whole wrench into fucking everything.
Oh my god. I don't even know what to say to that.
Yeah, so I did like a little bit of like the math, and like if we're assuming that everything that's going on with Goku is going on at the same timeline as what's going on Earth, that would mean that all that stuff with all of Gohan's training from when he was starting to when he was chopping off dinosaur tails, that was less than 1 month, maybe like 3 weeks. And then from Goku going to Hiffle and then to going like meeting the Snake Princess, that was like between those two times 3 months passed.
Yes.
So yeah, none of this shit makes sense.
Because that doesn't make sense because
But yeah,
I really-
according to that, episode 6 through 13 is all less than a month, and then between 13 and 14, 3 months pass.
I really feel like later on when Goku's dead, like they talk about how Otherworld time is slower than Earth time.
Yeah.
And
So that would make sense, I think. But still, like, not even putting Goku into the equation, it's still 4 months have passed in all this time that Goku's been training. Or, I mean, that Gohan's been training. I'm sorry.
I don't know. That makes my head hurt.
Yeah, that's it. It's right and clear as day words.
I'm gonna vote for dub.
Well, I vote for subs, so
Subs
looks like
is
this
just
one is a
making
draw.
everything worse. Subs,
At least it gives us something, though. It doesn't leave it up to our imagination.
I don't know. At least in my imagination, I could make some sense.
That's what you get for trying to make sense of things that don't make sense.
God damn it. Whatever. Anything else?
Nah, I think that about does it. Give you something to think about.
I'm not going to think about that at all.
Just gonna pretend like you never heard it.
I can't wait for. Actually, I was going to say I can't wait for this to be over, but this whole timeline inconsistency thing just continues throughout the show. So,
Oh man, wait till we start introducing time machines.
and hyperbolic time chambers.
Yep. Can't wait.
I can make more sense of the whole future timelines than I can just the
man.
just the regular timelines that's going on.
I don't
Right
even want
now.
to think about the whole cell thing. That just hurts my brain.
Once you break it down, it's not that.
Yeah, you're gonna need to make some graphs and pie charts for me.
Pie charts. No, that's really not that confusing once you break it down.
Alrighty, then I'll trust you.
It's way less confusing than what's going on right now.
Yep.
Trying to figure out how much time has passed.
Maybe the narrator's just lying to us.
It's very possible. Although King Yama would rip his tongue out.
Very true.
So he better not be. Did you like this episode?
I didn't like it at first, but now just like looking back at it and like after like discussing it a little bit, I guess a little more happened than I originally thought.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't a bad episode. It was just I couldn't understand what was going on half the time.
Because my tiger theory, I just came up with that as we were talking about it. So now that makes me like want to go back and see all the other scenes with the tiger.
I want to say he comes up again later.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I think he does.
Guess I'll have to just tune in to find out.
Yeah, we'll see. Wrap this up.
Yep.
Do all the stuff. Follow us on all the places. Click the links. And
rate and review.
Rate and review. Download. Whatever.
Leave comments of hateful nature.
Send him that stuff, not me. And as always,
tune in next time for another exciting episode of the Dragon Balls Deep Podcast.